Good morning. Today on Spotlight, Detroit Congressman Sri Tantader on President Biden's State of the Union address, world affairs, and what he's trying to do for Detroit from his new political perch in our nation's capital. And later on our Sunday morning program, meet Peter Tondas, the president and owner of Championship Auto Shows Incorporated, better known around here as the Detroit Autorama. It's Sunday, February the 12th. I'm Chuck Stokes, and this is Spotlight. Congressman Sri Tantader, Democrat from Detroit, one of my guests today on Spotlight. Congressman, good seeing you again. What's it like being in Washington compared to being in the halls there in Lansing?
Well, so much different. There is so much more I can accomplish at the nation's capital to bring federal dollars to Detroit and the 13th district. Yeah. It is, we're working on issues that are very, very critical for our district. But I am, excited to work with many of the Congress members from across the country and serving on Homeland Security. I'm also serving on the Small Business Committee. So there is a lot that I'm able to contribute based on my experience in the Michigan House.
Absolutely. And we'll talk about your committee assignments in just a second. Before we do, you just attended the other evening your very first State of the Union address as a sitting congressman. Your reaction to President Biden's State of the Union?
Well, President Biden did a great job. He has so much to talk about. In terms of, for the first time in decades, we have began to invest into America's aging infrastructure. There is so much being done in terms of reduction of inflation. This Congress has done a lot in terms of climate crisis, addressing the climate crisis. The president, talked about a lot of issues.
The reviews since his State of the Union have been pretty positive. There were a fair amount of hecklers in there from the other side of the political aisle. You're no stranger to politics, but that's probably the first time you've seen that up close in Washington. Does that bother you, knowing that to get anything seriously done there, it has to be a bipartisan effort, as the president alluded to?
Absolutely. We got to work together. Now, they have a slim majority, but if they're going to use that majority to obstruct, if they're going to use that majority to cater to the extreme wing of the Republican Party, the mega Republicans, if they're going to just disrupt, or are they going to work, find common ground, and help reduce prescription costs, invest in America, invest in America's aging infrastructure, invest in creating good paying jobs. There's a lot that together we can do. And I'm, looking forward, and I hope that this Congress and this GOP will work with us to get things done for the American people.
Congressman Tantader, you mentioned earlier that you are now on the Homeland Security Committee and specifically the subcommittee on transportation and maritime. That certainly deals with foreign policy and our relationship with other countries.
We need to protect our nation against all enemies, against all dangers. We talk a lot about the southern border, but we don't talk about the northern border as much. Detroit has the two, we are a border state bordering with two bridges to Canada. We have billions of dollars of commerce between the two countries, U.S. and Canada. People come to work from Canada to Detroit and back. So there is, Detroit is a major hub, and I am, pleased to work on the Homeland Security issues that, affect our northern border just as much as we need to focus on the southern border.
Ontario is our largest trading partner right across the river, Detroit River, as you've said. We're in the midst of putting up the Gordie Howe Bridge, which will add another extension to be able to help with that back and forth, commerce coming back and forth.
Canada, as you know, Canada is an important partner. Just yesterday evening, I was at the Canadian Embassy, meeting with the Canadian ambassador, meeting with their defense minister, their commerce minister. There is so much commerce that happens, almost $2 billion a day of commerce. And we had really fruitful discussions yesterday. And it will benefit 13th District a lot as we focus on the commerce between the two countries, the business, auto parts coming in, supplies coming in. All of this is very, very critical for our businesses and for employment in Michigan.
We're going to take a quick little break. We'll come right back with some more questions to Detroit Congressman Sri Tantader. Congressman, some key events I think are probably coming up in your district that you'd like our viewers to know about.
You know, we're having events, meeting with seniors. This weekend, we have the Democratic Convention, Michigan Democratic Party's convention, where I would be meeting with a lot of delegates from across Michigan. So I'm looking forward to opportunity to speak with Democrats in the state, talk about Governor Whitmer's agenda, talk about President Biden's agenda, how we can, state of Michigan and the federal government can work together for creating more jobs, bringing more businesses. Just for the State of the Union speech, I invited Speaker Joe Tate as my guest for the speech.
Right.
Yeah. And, you know, Joe Tate and I have worked at Michigan House. Having worked in the Michigan House, having those relationships with the Michigan lawmakers helped me a lot in terms of coordinating federal assistance, say, for example, to Michigan, investing in Michigan, the federal dollars. So there's a lot that we do. And I was so pleased to have the first African-American Speaker of the Michigan House as my guest for President Biden's State of the Union address.
Sure. You mentioned Governor Whitmer. She just presented her budget to the legislature. She's in a pretty good position as governors go. She's got a $9.2 some odd billion surplus. She's talking about giving some of that money back to the people. You used to have to sit in Lansing and listen to those budget addresses. With that kind of war chest sitting here in the state government, does she really need anything else from Washington?
Well, we do. You know, because in Michigan, we haven't had investment in our infrastructure. Now, we brought a little over $10 billion for investment in infrastructure. But, you know, we have had decades of neglect in terms of investing in roads and bridges, and our water, sewer infrastructure is old and needs repairs. We have a seawall that needs repair in my own district. So more money absolutely is needed. We need to create employment opportunities, more training so that people can get high-paying jobs. Mental illness, Governor Engler's time, a lot of mental illness funding was reduced. And we are not at par with mental illness. And that's something that concerns me. You know, mental illness could be the next pandemic, and we got to create, you know, better services for the veterans in terms of homes. You know, no one should be homeless, but no veteran who has given so much to this country should be without a roof, without a home.
You're new there to the halls of Congress. Can you tell us a little bit about some of your key staff hires?
Yes, you know, we have a great district office. We took over Congresswoman Brenda Lawrence, her district office in downtown Detroit on 400 Monroe Street. So our office was open on day one. We had our phones working, our internet working. We were there. We had staff. We were there taking on constituent calls on day one. So constituent services is available. We are there, for people to reach us in person during the day, throughout the week, 24 hours through our website. People can, request help. So we have a very well set district office. We are going in the community, having meetings with seniors at senior homes. So we'll be having a lot of that going forward. And I want to be in the district. When I'm in town, when I'm in the district, I go all across 20 municipalities. I go visit, go to events. Anytime I can get a chance to meet with people,
Sure.
listen to them, I'm there.
Who's chief of staff? Who's legislative director? Two absolutely key positions.
Yes, we have two very experienced people as legislative director, as my chief of staff. My chief of staff comes with 20 some years of experience. So is my legislative director.
Two quick final questions. I'll let you go because I know you've got some committee work that you've got to do. Have you already, or will you become a member of the Congressional Black Caucus there?
I am not. I will not be by their bylaws, and I respect their bylaws. But I have made friendship with many members of Congressional Black Caucus. In fact, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee has agreed to be my mentor.
Okay.
And she and I consult, we work together a lot. There's a number of Joyce Beatty, the former Congressional Black Caucus chair,
from Columbus,
and I have met. So I continuously interact with the Congressional Black Caucus.
Does that bother you, though, considering the number of African Americans in your district that, due to a technicality, you can't be a member of that important group there in the halls of Congress?
Yes, but I'm able to make that up with building relationships because I work with Congressional Black Caucus members in committees. So I meet them on the House floor. So the access is there. So I
You're saying it's about relationships, and as long as you have relationships.
About relationships.
Sure. Okay. Last final question. President Biden mentioned gun control and urged the Congress to come up with some action on that, given what we have seen in some of the high-profile stories across the nation. He specifically mentioned red flag laws. Is that something that you believe that can get done in this Congress, given the partisan atmosphere that we have?
Well, we got to do it. We got to do it. We can't see any more of these mass violences and loss of life. Families need to feel secure that when their children go to school, that they're going to come home safe. We need public safety. For the first time, we've done some progress on gun violence and gun control, but more needs to be done. I totally agree with the president. We need to find common grounds, and I appeal and I hope that the other side will, work with us to find common ground to make America safe.
All right, Congressman Sri Tantader from the halls of Congress in Washington, D.C., Democrat from Detroit. Thank you so much for checking in with us today. Safe travels back to the district, and we'll stay in touch with you.
Thank you.
And when Spotlight returns, Detroit Autorama president and owner Peter Tandas, right after this. And welcome back to Spotlight. Joining me now is Peter Tandas. He is the man behind Detroit Autorama and a bunch of other related shows around the country. We'll talk to him about that. Welcome to Spotlight.
Well, thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. Okay, you got this big Detroit Autorama coming up. When's the date?
The date is February 24th, 25th, and 26th.
All right, at Huntington Place.
At Huntington Place.
Okay, this year. But you go back, let's go back a little bit. This started way back in when?
1953.
Here in Detroit.
Here in Detroit.
Where?
The U of D field house. And then throughout the years.
Which is now at Callahan Hall, I guess.
Right, exactly. And then it moved to the State Fairgrounds, and then it moved to the the artillery grounds or building. And then in 1961, it was the first public event ever to be at Cobo Center in Detroit.
The very first public one.
very
Because that was before the Detroit Auto Show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. People kind of forget that you paved the way for them.
Right. We like to think so.
Right. For the person out there who's never been, doesn't know anything about it, how would you describe Detroit Autorama?
Detroit, I must, say, and I know it sounds self-serving, but there is no other show in the world like the Detroit Autorama. You will never find as many unique cars and hot rods and customs and celebrities in Detroit at Autorama than you'll find on the West Coast, East Coast, even across, the world.
And you have, this is part of a circuit.
Right.
So, and when does the circuit start and when does it end and how many different cities?
Well, we have 21 shows that we collectively do as part of the series that we're a part of.
So it's grown tremendously over the years.
It has. And what we do is that we try to begin, the season as early as we can in, inclement weather, of course, because we're indoors.
Right.
And we try to stop the series somewhere around early May if we can.
Okay. Detroit is sort of the granddaddy of them all.
Yes.
What's been the success? What do you think is attributed to all the success that you've had from Autorama, and what is it that draws people?
Well, if you have a car that's worth showing in an event like ours, it's a real badge of honor to be in Detroit. We developed two different car feature packages that you'll only see in Detroit.
Okay.
One is there's a very famous car builder who's since passed, George Barris. We have every movie car that he's ever built.
Wow.
And then we have something else called the Ratfink Reunion. And what it is, it's a collection of Ed Roth's cars that he had built throughout the 60s and 70s. And that will be in one spot as well. That people haven't seen these cars in probably 30, 40 years. But for them to all come together and be in Detroit, pretty spectacular.
Under one roof.
Right. And then there was a famous brother car builder team, the A Brothers. And we have a collection of their vehicles that are being on display. As a matter of fact, they built the most successful Hot Wheels that had ever been built. It was called the Diora. And we have the full-size real car coming.
Man, that's going to be great. What would it cost the average person to come to attend?
To attend, $25 at the gate, and then there's a $2 discount at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
All right, and it's a 3-day event.
3-day event.
All right, and then you move on to the next city.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll come right back with some
All
more
right.
questions. Right after this with Peter Tondas. And welcome back. How many cars roughly in all will be down there on display?
Roughly about 800
Okay.
vehicles in total.
That's a lot to look
Yeah, it's a lot to look at.
You have the Riddler Award, RIDLER. What's that?
Right. That was an award that was conceived back in 1964. And it's considered to be the Oscar of the hot rod world.
I like that.
I mean, to win the Riddler Award, you have to have not just a great car, you have to have an outstanding car. And these cars typically take 4 to 5 years in the build process.
And what makes an outstanding car from a car, hot rod, custom, purist point of view?
Sometimes when the undercarriage of a car looks better than the body itself, gives you a little bit of a hint.
But you don't take it out on rainy days or snowy days, right?
No, you don't take it out at all.
You don't take it out at all.
Until you show it. And it's for the first time shown ever. The car can't appear on the internet.
Oh, really?
The car can't appear in other car shows. It only can appear in Detroit for the first time.
This is a big tourist attraction, right, for the city?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we did our own research. As I always say, research of one, me and another person. But, you know, we take up every room at the Marriott at the RenCen. We take up every hotel room at the Westin. We probably have counted that we take up over 2,000 room nights during the week of Autorama.
That's a lot of dinero, a lot of tourists coming in for the city, and it's a good economic shot in the arm for the downtown region.
Absolutely. When you can draw over 100,000 people in a 3-day time period, I don't know of another event that can do that. But everything that you see pretty much on the show floor is all from Detroit.
So it's pretty Americana.
Absolutely.
How do you see this show growing and evolving as Detroit reinvents itself?
Well, I would say that we have become more sophisticated as time goes on with our approach. And I look at the features and the attractions that we bring on a 3-day time period to Cobo or to Huntington Place is really pretty remarkable for an event our size. And the kind of funding that we put toward creating Autorama. I mean, we were thought of as high enough that PBS is filming a documentary on hot rodding in Detroit.
Oh, really?
And guess what they used as a backdrop? Detroit Autorama.
Excellent.
I mean, and we're going to play on Sunday afternoon a promotional trailer of what that documentary is going to look like. And it's being filmed by Keith Famey, who's a very famous film director, as you know.
Right.
And he's from Detroit.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very good.
But I just took delivery not too long ago of an SRT Superstock Dodge Challenger.
Oh my God.
I haven't driven it yet, but it sounds pretty mean.
You better make sure you put a helmet on when you do drive it and buckle up really good because it's going to go really, really fast.
Right.
All right. Peter Tondas, thanks so much for coming
thank you for
in.
having us.
Once again, the dates for Autorama are February
24th, 25th, and 26th.
All right, here in Detroit. And then if that's not enough for you, you can always go to one of the other cities, right?
Exactly.
Are they all in North America?
Except for the 2 that we produce in Canada.
In Canada, okay, all right. Thanks, it's a pleasure
Thank
meeting
you.
and a pleasure having you on Spotlight, and best of luck with the show this year.
Thank you.
All right, and I'm Chuck Stokes. We'll be back next week with more newsmakers in the Spotlight. We hope you have a great week.